Today's chest workout, all right? We're gonna start with incline cable flies, all right? This is one of my favorites that I haven't done these in fucking years. Like probably, I have to say it's been probably about 6-7 years since I've done these, and it's my back, no excuse, you know, but it's a really good exercise. And, you know, it seems kind of like a pussy exercise, to be honest. You know, you're gonna go get a fucking incline bench, you're gonna wheel it all the way over to the fucking cables, you know, set it up, and you know, it is what it is. But once it's set up and once you're set, it's a really good exercise. And you know, when you're doing flies, when you're using free weights, you don't have resistance the whole time. So when you bring those dumbbells to the top, you don't have any resistance. So you have to do all the squeezing yourself, and you know, it's really hard to get a really good pump when it comes to dumbbell flies. So I definitely prefer cables or pec deck. Now on the incline bench, what I do is I actually sit higher up on the seat and I hang my chest over the top of the bench. So my head is hanging off the bench and my chest is sticking straight up to the ceiling. And what this does is just gives me a much deeper stretch. And you just get an incredible stretch and you get a great pump. And you know, the resistance is always there on those cables. And there's something about this particular exercise that just pumps the shit out of my upper chest. And if you're doing exercises strictly by feel, pump, and contraction, this is definitely, I'd have to say, one of the best chest exercises there is for me. So give this shit a try. It's fucking awesome. Again, like I said, it's, you know, it's fucking kind of a pussy thing. You gotta fucking drag the bench over, whatever, but it's worth it. Give it a try. So then we're gonna go straight to hammer incline presses, all right? If you don't have a hammer machine in the gym, then you can use pretty much any machine. But you know, most gyms have the hammer equipment. So you know, the hammer incline machine particularly is I feel is a really good machine. I really get a good pump in the upper chest, and it's really safe on the joints. I don't have any problems. I can go pretty heavy on it and not have any issues with shoulders, so forth, which is rare for me. You know, I really can't go heavy on any exercise when it comes to chest. My shoulders are fucked. So the hammer incline is one that just does not bother my shoulders whatsoever. So for me, it's a great machine. And again, I skipped how many sets, but the usual 5 sets, pyramiding up on the incline cables. We're gonna keep the reps relatively high. So the highest will be 12, you know, as far as high, you know, the lowest reps will be 12, the highest reps will be 20. Then on the hammer presses, you know, we're gonna start with a plate, bust out 30 reps. You know, this is just an example. Probably hit 2 plates for 24, you know, 3 plates for 12 to 16, and you know, 4 plates for 8 to 12, 8 to 10. And the heaviest really I ever go is 8 reps. I really never go any heavier than 8 reps, you know, because again, I'm not a powerlifter. Don't want to be a powerlifter, not trying to be a powerlifter, not too concerned with my strength. My joints are so fucked up that, you know, you would think that I was a powerlifter. But so anyway, okay, after the hammer inclines, we're gonna go to the pec deck flat flies. All right, so basically we're doing an isolation exercise, pre-exhausting the muscle, and then going to a compound exercise to thoroughly annihilate it. So that's basically what we're doing. So the third exercise is the flat pec deck. You know, gonna rep out higher reps, between 12 and 20 reps, 5 sets, and then we're gonna go right to machine flat presses. So same exact thing, same rep range, 5 sets, anywhere from 8 to 20. I'd say 8 to 24, maybe start with 24 instead of 30, all the way down to 8 reps. And the last exercise, which is, again, one of my favorites, is just the regular cable crossovers. And you know, just standing between the 2 cables, bent over in a fly position and repping it out and squeezing the shit out of it. It's one of my favorite chest exercises. Get an incredible pump, incredible squeeze, you know, just burns like a mother. And you know, a lot of people don't realize is when you're training chest, for instance, when you're doing the cable crossovers, depending on where you bring the cables. Now, if you bring them here, it's gonna be for the mid chest. You bring them up here, it's gonna be for the upper chest. And you bring them down here, it's going to be for the lower chest. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory, but a lot of people aren't aware of that. So it's the same thing when you're pressing. You know, when you're doing presses, if the bar is hitting you in the sternum, that's the part of the chest that's working. You know, if you bring the bar to the neck, that's the part of the chest you're working. You're working the upper chest. As you can see, it's pretty obvious, upper chest. Down here, mid-chest, you know. On a machine, you can put the seat all the way up, scoot the ass forward, lean back, and you can actually work lower chest. See what I'm saying? The angle? So you can work any part of the chest on any machine. So the point I'm getting at is when we get to the cables, what I do is, since we've already blasted the upper, we've already blasted the mid, what I do is I mess around and I'll do different things. I might do a set of upper, and then I'll do a set of lower, and then I'll do a set of mid. And all I'm doing is changing my hand position, you know. And for instance, I might do a set of upper, and I might feel it on my front delts and get a crazy pump in my front delts, and it's like, that's not good. I'm not trying to work shoulders. And then I might go to lower and be like, holy shit, you know, and just get a burn like I've never felt. So what am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna stick to the lower flies, and I'm not gonna do any more uppers. So this is basically training instinctively, going by the feel, you know. So if you have it planned on a piece of paper, or you're following my workout, and I say do, you know, 5 sets this way, you know, and you try it another way and you get a better feel, then your way is better, you know, and that's instinctive training. So so that's what I do on the cable crossovers is I'll mess around and I'll do, you know, an upper, a mid, and a lower, and then whatever one feels the best, I'll go and I'll repeat that, you know, and do another set with the set that felt the best. And then that's pretty much it for chest, you know, 5 exercises. And you know, when it comes to bodybuilding, I'm a big believer in doing an isolation exercise, exhausting the muscle, and then going and doing a compound movement. Now, this is probably the least used workout style of anyone in the world, because what it does is it weakens that muscle. And so when you get to the compound exercise, you're weak as fuck. And you know, 90% of the people out there, they go to the gym to show off how strong they are. When they go on the bench press, it's all about how much weight they can do. So if you go do flat flies, and you do 5 sets of flat flies, and you pre-exhaust the chest, and then you go over to bench press, guess what? Well, now you're gonna be weak as fuck. So if you normally get 315 for 12, you know, and that's your goal, and that's what you do, and that's what you like to show everyone in the gym you can do, and you go over to the bench press and you do 315 for 5, now what? You feel like shit? You feel like you failed? You feel like a loser? You feel like a pussy? Well, see, that's the problem, is you can't let the amount of the weight, you know, decipher how good your workout is. You can't worry about the amount of the weight. You know, it's not about the amount of weight. It's about the physical, what you get from the workout, how you look, how your chest is growing, how big is your chest, you know? And it just depends on what your goals are. I mean, would you rather bench press 500 and look like shit? Or would you rather having a fucking amazing chest that everybody envies, that's just like unbelievable, and bench press 250? You know, I mean, that's up to you, what you would rather have. I'd rather have the incredible chest. I'm in this, you know, to build a great physique. You know, I could give a fuck about benching 500. You know, now back in my younger days, that was a lot more important to me, but it still was never more important than how I look. You know, I've always been a bodybuilder at heart. You know, about the physique, about developing the most incredible physique. You know, and when you're walking around, you know, in the t-shirt, you know, you're showing all that hard work. You know, if you can bench 500 pounds and you look like shit, no one gives a fuck. You know, no one knows that you bench 500. So I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I respect everyone. I respect everyone for what they do, what their goals are, and a lot of people, you know, they're just interested in lifting heavy fucking weight, and that's fucking awesome. So, but I'm just explaining to you that if you're following my workout's geared more towards looking great. So you know, it might be not the workout for you if that's not your goal. So so anyway, I'm about to get my ass on cardio, and let's talk about my weight. So yesterday I hit 296. I have not weighed myself yet today, but as you can imagine, I'm a little pumped up about it, and I know I'm just fucking almost at the 300 mark. So I'll be hitting 300 in the next couple days, more than likely. So, you know, when I hit North Hollywood, if that's where I train today, where am I training today? Chest. Yeah, I'm training North Hollywood, Golds. I think I'm training by myself too. Am I training by myself, babe?
Yep.
I am? Fuck. Okay, I'm all alone. So yeah, when I get to North Hollywood today, I'm gonna weigh myself, and shit, I might be 300 right now as we speak. You know, who knows? So that's pretty awesome. And